Yeah, when in place, that's the error. Go live. All right. Hello, everybody. We are coming to you guys again today for another non-surgical hair replacement intensive live, where we come to you guys every other week, going into different topics that non-surgical hair replacement that's going on in non-surgical hair replacement. I am one of your hosts, Amber McCray, the lucrative insurance strategist, and we have our other host on here. You can go ahead, Takar.
Hello, everybody. I am Takara Nicole. I am the business coach.
Yeah, and we coming to you guys to introduce another one of our team members, Mrs. Terri Brown. She is one of our members on the team. We have remember, guys, we have a panel of 7 educators, and each time we come on, we want to make sure that you can kind of have a chance to question what it is that they're offering, what are they going to be teaching, and you guys can just kind of get a little bit more of an elaboration than just you know just having to read it. So we have Miss Terri who joined us tonight, who's going to go into what she does and what she's about, or even why she even got into this industry. And so we want to highlight her. How you doing, Miss Terri? Welcome.
Well, hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Terri. Who are you, and what is it that you're known for? Like, what's the name of your business, or what do you do in this industry?
My name is Terri Brown, and I am the owner of Restore Non-Surgical Hair Replacement Center in Augusta, Georgia. I've been in the industry 33 years. I've been doing non-surgical hair replacement since 2003. My specialty is I work with a lot of cancer patients. So being able to alter units for them is essential because they have to be able to feel right on their head because you're dealing with somebody whose head is really sensitive. And being a trichologist, we also have other types of hair loss that we have to be concerned. But that is who I am. And I am glad to be on this panel.
All right, thank you. So, like I said, with this is like we all of our panelists, guys, are business owners, and they are actively real time workers when it comes to this non surgical hair replacement field, and like I said, just even having the business part of it all together. So we want to, kind of like say, kind of ask Miss Terri, why I want you guys see her, but we want to make sure that you guys actually get to know her a little bit more. So with that being said, Miss Terri, what is it that you're going to be teaching on our panel of the non-surgical hair replacement intensive event?
I will be teaching repairs and adjustments to units. As you all know, during the pandemic, we had a hard time getting units in on time. And we are still having a time getting some of them in on time. Yes. So it was imperative for me to be able to adjust units and wigs in order to be able to service my clients. Because if we can't service our clients, we can't stay in business. So I'll teach you how to actually go in, and sometimes you're cutting up a whole unit and just redoing it to fit that person. So you need to know how to do it properly so you won't have a bunch of lumps and bumps in there that'll irritate the scalp. So the repairs, that's that's something I'm really into.
So what kind of got you into, what made that your thing? Because you got a lot of us who do non-surgical hair replacement, but we have to send our repairs off to the factory. What made it be like, but is this something that you were into before that episode, or, was that just something that a passion that you just kind of grew to love?
No, I've always been able to take like wigs and adjust them for cancer patients. But as far as going deeper into a unit, no, I was afraid to cut a unit. But when you don't have a choice, you figure it out. And so that's what happened. Not having a choice during the pandemic, when we were off for a little bit, that was okay. But after, as it got longer, then you have clients who need units, whose unit is the hair is falling out the units. So I had to learn how to do some adjustments so they can be able to stretch, to be able to still look presentable, because that's really important to them. And not having their hair is devastating to some of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You have any remarks about that, Takar? Can you relate to what she's talking about when it comes to, you know, supplying the need of your
Yeah,
questions of your clients?
yeah, definitely. Because, especially it's very, and I'll speak from the business aspect. It's important for us to learn how to pivot. And so when something is not working, sometimes we got to find another way to get it done. The client is still going to be there.
Mhm.
And I think because of the way that people feel about their hair, I feel like our industry is so important. So when you're looking at a cancer patient that's used to being able to have her unit, and then you say the pandemic hit and they can't get it, maybe they,
Mhm.
sometimes they just don't feel themselves. There's so many different psychological things that happen too when we look at the aspects of non-surgical hair replacement. So definitely, Miss Terry is definitely needed in this time, because right now I'm not going to say things aren't getting better, but it's still at a standstill. And
Mhm.
so it's very important that stylists have these tools, non-surgical hair replacement, have these tools so that they understand that, um, if I cannot, get that custom that they're looking for, I can still do something that's going to still satisfy my client and give them the confidence that they want.
Yes.
Yes, well said, Terry. Miss Takira and Terry. So, with that being said, I know with your class, you're actually going to bring out a demonstration with how you incorporate the sewing machine when it comes to these cranial prostheses. Now, we know a lot of people doing the sewing machine thing. We have a lot of wig specialists, but how the confidence to be able to do that? What are you going to be showing them when it comes to that cranial prosthesis? What are some things they need to consider before they decide to repair or customize a cranial prosthesis?
They need to consider the hair loss of the cranial prosthesis. So
Yes.
when you cut it, you're going to lose some hair. So you got to know
Mhm.
how to cut it, how to prepare it to be cut before you can even sew it back up. And then
Mhm.
on the sewing machine, it makes it quicker and it makes it look more professional. You don't want to spend a lot of money on something and then you flip it inside out and it look a hot mess.
Mhm.
So we definitely, don't want to sell
Yeah.
somebody something like that. So for me, I can't give somebody something that's not right,
Right.
that I
Yeah.
haven't done to the best of my ability. So when we hand sew it, we're doing good. But if that person takes that unit off and looks inside of it, a lot of times they will be extremely upset because it's not adjusted
Yeah.
like they think. And I always let them know if I'm customizing something versus ordering it custom. Because
Mhm.
during the pandemic, it was a lot of customizing.
Yeah.
And so we had to learn to take the mono units, the lace units, and cut them up and make them into what we needed them to be. Even
Oh.
even
Right.
wigs, we had to take some wigs and turn them into what we needed them to be able to service the people. And that's one of the things that brings me joy when, like
Mhm.
Takara was talking
Yeah.
about, the psychological aspect, when you see somebody and that is affecting them so much because it affects their confidence, it
Yes.
Yeah.
affects how they go to work, how they deal with their husbands, their children. It is really hard for a lot of women, but when you can give them something and you can see that smile on their face and you know that you
Yeah.
brought joy to them, that is just the best feeling ever.
It is. And I think, there's even some who family members have no idea, that they even have hair loss. So during the pandemic, it was difficult because if they couldn't get their units and different things like that, how are they going to explain to, their husbands, their family, that I really don't have hair. You know what I'm saying? I don't have as much hair as you think that I have, and really, and again, it's that psychological part that definitely plays a part in it. So I definitely, I commend you, and I'm excited to see what you're gonna do, because that's the technique that I know I don't have. So I'm excited to see this technique live and in person, how to really take these units and make them work. As even some people don't want to wait a long time. They don't have 6 months,
Yeah,
to wait. Some of them are like, I'm going to start treatments next month. What can you do for me?
yeah,
And so being able to have, have something for them, even if I can't do a custom, I'm definitely, looking forward to the fact that within a month, they're starting their chemo and they want a unit. So I have options that I can play with, and I actually have options until their custom comes in if that's what they truly desire. But they don't have to walk around without having something. So I'm definitely, excited about seeing this class.
Yeah. And
Uh,
like you said, the waiting for the custom, honestly, a lot of my clients, after I started doing the customizing, a lot of them, they didn't want to wait anymore because they knew they had another option. So, like you said,
Yeah.
having that other option is good for your income as well.
Yes, definitely.
yeah, guys. I can even say now when it comes to the pandemic, like anybody who's ordering, like I said, how they were talking about the customs, it's a 21-day hold after it already gets there. Okay,
Wow.
so no pet, no telling what kind of shipping you done paid for. I know me, I'm trying to be economically sound. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to get a shipping that we can both agree on with this shipping cost because we already know how that has increased. And now y'all telling me once it gets to Asia or wherever the vendor is located, it's going to be held for 21 days to protect their product and then, and then get to the factory. Like guys,
Wow.
if you can get this type of education where you can skip all of that because like say stock units, which we teach in our classes, stock units and can come in like 2 weeks. Okay, 14 days. That's you ordering it, them sending it out, getting it to your place. But a custom unit, so used to be 2 months, has turned into 2 to 6 months. I haven't heard anybody
Yep.
who's gotten back anything in 6 months so far since after the pandemic. And and we just have
Yeah.
to kind of adhere to these things. But like I said, I have clients, they have clients, we have clients who just can't wait that long. I've had to create, oh goodness, y'all, if y'all just read, I had to create something the other week that I didn't even know it was in me to create that, but
Yeah.
what I had to end up coming up with because I could not keep telling this client, hey, it just is not back, you
Yeah.
know.
But your
So
clients push you. Your clients, the needs of your clients,
yes,
the things that your clients go through, like they will like that's even how a lot of us got into non-surgical hair replacement from being stylists. It was just like we
yes,
were hairstylists and then we started getting clients that were having hair loss. And then it's like, okay, well, let me see what I can create for them. I can help put the edges and do something here. And then it's like you get then
right,
people like you, and then what do? They send more people, and then you're dealing with more severe issues.
yeah,
And so that's how a lot of us have grown into this realm of non-surgical hair replacement. And it's really birthed out of a need,
yes,
from the people that are pulling on us. And so we want to be able to fulfill that need. And I know it's a lot of you stylists out there that are, your clients have a need, so we're being the resource for you to help you fulfill that need of your client.
Yeah. And
yes.
that's kind of how I got really into it. My mother in law had cancer, and she
Mhm.
told the doctor she wasn't worried about her hair because she knew I would come up, with something. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, you got to come up with something, you got to figure this thing out for her.
Yeah.
So because she was going to work and she wanted to look as natural as possible. And for cancer patients, they don't want people to know that they don't have any hair because people look at them like they're sick and they don't
Mhm.
like that
Yeah.
when they go to work.
Mhm.
And that so just being able to do that was just great. I mean, but she
Yes.
pushed me and pushed.
Push and push. And then you start realizing, okay, well, there's a whole field for these candidates. You
Yeah.
know, we don't have
Yeah.
to create, like I said, we get caught in the, I know for me, with our clients, I'm sure we all can relate. We were doing all the crocheting that was possible, the quick weaving, the
So
braid and loop sewing, all
Yeah.
that, but when you have
Everything.
actual everything, and like I said, and we don't mind because we want to deliver to our clients. But when we find out there's a
Right.
better solution, there's a whole field that is elevates our services for our clients. We want to make sure that we gave our clients the best.
yeah.
And in with this intensive training, this non-surgical hair placement intensive training, we want to make sure that yeah, maybe you already have had been trained, but like I said, like Takara said, and like myself, what Terry's teaching, like I said, I'm not trying to reconstruct.
Yeah.
I mean, I might clip it or something like that, but I'm trying to order it as exact as possible. But now there's a need where
Right.
we need something else because we don't have 6 months to wait for a unit.
Yep.
So with this course, we were going to have multiple educators who are going to be hitting different niches and really dealing with the troubleshooting that we run into when it comes to this industry.
Yeah.
You know, this training is like no other because we're teaching you on a master level, intense level, type of layout.
Right.
So yeah, but Miss Terri, do you have when it comes to um anything else about your class, what does students need to be prepared as far, like, do they need to bring anything, or what does their mind need to be prepared for when it comes to your class?
Their mind just needs to be open, and
Mm-hmm.
they need to be have their mind thinking about the client, just
Okay.
solely on the
Yeah.
client. Because in this industry, you have to kind of get your mind off the profit so much, but you have to think about the client, and the profit is definitely going to come. So they need to think about that they're doing this for the client. It may take a little time, but sometimes you need these things in emergencies. So that's my main thing. Most of the stuff they need, they'll have. Just make sure they bring an open mind and something to take some notes with. I think everything else will be provided.
Yeah.
You want to tell them about those kits they're going to be getting, Takara? Um,
Yeah.
like with each of the educators.
Yes. So with the class, we are supplying kits for you guys. We're going to supply a couple mannequins for you guys. Pretty much majority of the tools that you're going to need to learn the techniques are going to be provided in your kit. So pretty much we kind of just want you guys to bring yourself and maybe a couple additional things that you should already have, your shears and maybe like a stand. But for the most part, everything that you guys need, we want to make sure that you guys have them to be successful throughout the class. And definitely, like Miss Terri said, come with the open mind. Bring the pictures of your clients, bring videos of your clients, so that you can have an idea of what those techniques look like, and you can compare them to the client. Also, you can actually ask us questions, so you may have a specific client that you're working with. We will be there to kind of guide and mentor you through some of the ones that you see. So if you guys have pictures, you have clients that are struggling, one specifically that you want to help, bring pictures, bring videos, so we can kind of try to help you navigate through that. We can kind of use those also as examples throughout the weekend. But we definitely are going to supply everything that you need. All of our educators have supplied the things that they need. And we feel like it is our duty to make sure that you guys have the necessary tools to be successful. So that's pretty much what you guys are going to get in your kits.
Thank you, Takara. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so guys, just know we do have this event coming up November 6th through the 9th. We are going to continue to flood your timelines. We're going to continue to come and do bi-weekly trainings, which actually this month we're a little off. We're actually going to come back to you next week. But we want to make sure we give you that time to come talk with us, ask us questions, get hands-on practice. You will have take-home literature so you can have something to study and be able to execute what you're being taught. And
Yeah.
definitely you'll be able to answer any questions, like Takara said. If you come, you need to take advantage. 7 educators, 1 building for 4 days. You don't really get that. So
Yeah. Definitely.
Miss Terri, do you have anything that you want to say before we leave?
Unmute first.
I'll say I'm sitting here saying you on mute and I'm on mute.
Right.
Just for everybody to come out and enjoy your class. It'll be worth the money with the amount of educators you have. It's a lot of knowledge that's going to be in that room.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of knowledge. And like Takara said, bring some of the issues that you have with your clients, and we may be able to help you with that. So I'm just looking forward to meeting everybody and to be able to share some of what I know with everybody.
And we have actually interviewed a few of our other educators previously. So if you have missed those replays, they're on our page. Make sure you go like our event page, which is non-surgical hair NSHR Intensive 22. We are also on Facebook. It's the same name all across the board. Facebook, YouTube, and subscribe to our website. The website is in the link. Subscribe there, and we'll make sure we email you directly so you don't miss anything. And right now, we actually have a bonus coming up. If you register before August 15th, myself and Takara, the host of the event, we are offering one-on-one coaching sessions. So that's 2 sessions to help you jumpstart your hair loss business. Me being a lucrative insurance strategist, I'm going to help you jumpstart it for insurance. Let me make sure you have all the requirements that you need before we get going into class. Because like I said, I really want to go strong with it, and but if you feel like there's some areas you may not be as strong in, that'll be our time for me to work with you to make sure that you have that in. Takara, what are you offering in your business coaching session?
So my business coaching session, I'm gonna offer a more intense. We're gonna go over the business basics in the class, but it'll be a more one-on-one experience catered to just your clinic. So helping you establish your clinic, helping you to establish the aesthetics of your clinic, how to create your brand separate from if you are a stylist. How do you separate yourself from being a stylist to now being a non-surgical hair replacement, and basically preparing you to be able to get insurance, being able to get into insurances, to prepare you for there's certain sorry, there's certain financing that will require maybe your clinics to be looked at. And so you want to make sure the aesthetics of your clinic as well. And also when it comes to working with doctors, and there are many of us that work with doctors. And so if you are working with doctors, you want to make sure that your clinic is set up properly, and is very distinguished to where doctors feel comfortable sending their clients to you, and your clients can go back to the doctors and actually get you more referrals. So we'll definitely dive a little bit deeper and tailor your one-on-one to just you and your clinic.
Now,
You on mute?
oh, sorry. That would definitely get me to go ahead and register, I would think. So
Right.
guys, and registration is just saying register, go ahead and secure your space by securing your deposit. The course is $39.97, but we are offering all kind of financing and payment
We
plan
do.
options. So you guys, so to make it affordable to you guys, because like I said, this is 7 educators for 4 days of training, back-to-back training. So we want to make sure that you guys are getting set up. We want you to succeed. And if, like I said, even for those who have been previously trained, believe me, those you're who we want. Okay. So don't
Right.
feel,
Yeah.
like we want those who are like, you done got this certification. You've gotten, you've learned these different techniques, but you haven't been able to do your first insurance claim. Or like I said, your clients coming to you asking you about insurance, how to get different letters that the doctor's asking for, and you're clueless of what they're asking for. Or like Takara says, maybe you got that certification and your business is not set up correctly, and you haven't been able to make those partnerships because maybe your aesthetic piece is not together. So guys, definitely something you want to take advantage of, and we are here to help you. So go ahead and do that early registration. You'll go ahead and get scheduled with us so we can start you before the class even begins in November. And it's like there's no excuse not to win when it's coming to working with this team.
Definitely.
All right. So yeah, so we're gonna close out, and we're gonna definitely see you guys in 2 weeks. Oh, just a minute, guys. I have some little distractions over here. We're gonna see you guys not in 2 weeks this time. We're actually gonna see you guys next week with the whole team will be on, and we want to make sure that you guys are able to ask any questions to them and hear about the different topics going on. But be sure to check out our website so you can see all of the things that will be offered in this 4 days experience. All right, but I want to thank Miss Terri for especially coming on interviewing with Cara.
You're
All
welcome.
right. All right, and with replay will be available, so make sure you guys check it out and share this video out.
Yeah.
All right. But y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay.
Mhm.